Hey guys, be sure to check out the Mortar Pod, our weekly video podcast, and also check out the tutorial video for my board game, Travelers of Storia. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here, and we're up to another Khans of Tarkir Swiss draft. So what do we got here? Another Temur Ascendancy. Well, played pretty well for us the first time around. I might just take it again. I like Kintry Invocation a lot. It's a great card in this format. Witness of the Ages, Inoc Tracker, both playable. Kill Shot, of course, good. Throttle, Thornwood Falls, pretty good. Shambling Attendants, Ponyback Brigade, and Mystic are all good. Plenty of directions to go. I don't know, that Ascendancy played pretty well for me. In terms of all of the other Ascendancies, I guess this one's a little bit less exciting, but considering how well that Alpine Grizzly plan worked out last time, pretty tempted to take this. I mean, it seems like it's the most powerful upside, just the amount of value that you can get out of it. Ponyback Brigade would probably be a pretty close pick because just is a good built-in plan for a couple different strategies, but I don't mind first picking Ascendancy. I don't have any problems there. All right, follow-up pick. Pinewalker seems like it's... All right. Pinewalker seems like it's the right pick since 5 mana hard cast it, draw a card off the Ascendancy, attack right away, or you still get the awesome morph benefit of it. Jeskai Charm, of course, very strong card, very good card, as was shown by my last round opponent in the last draft. I also like the Crippling Chill. Force Away's fine. I like Crippling Chill more than Force Away. Thornwood Falls would be good fixing, but yeah, let's take the Pinewalker. It's a great card. Pinewalker is very strong. And it allows us to stay on our Temur Ascendancy plan. Jeez. Then we get past the Sage of the Inward Eye. That's surprising. Winter Flame would also be an option, I guess. Or Swiftwater Cliffs actually might be the correct pick. I could just take the Bomb, I guess, and go 4-color. It's not out of the realm of reason. This is certainly a bomb card. It doesn't work that well with Temur Ascendancy, unfortunately, but still a very good card. Flying is awesome. Seems like it's worth a splash. Otherwise, what? I'm taking a Swiftwater Cliffs? I think we'll take the Sage of the Inward Eye. I guess if I'm getting past a Jeskai Charm, maybe that's a signal. Probably is a signal, but unfortunately, going deep Jeskai just sort of negates our first couple picks. But Sage of the Inward Eye, certainly strong enough to consider as a 4-color deck. All right, I think it's probably a slam the Frontier Bivouac. I didn't even look at the other cards yet. Yeah, I mean, Tranquil Cove, whatever. But yeah, we're just slamming Frontier Bivouac. It's exactly what we want. Especially if we're thinking the 4-color thing is going to be a reality. Another Crippling Chill, Woolly Loxodon would be fine. Dragon Scale Boon is certainly playable. But yes, awesome land it is. Okay, so Savage Punch. I love this card. Skaldkin, Singing Bellstrike, Treasure Cruise are all acceptable, but I think I'm just going to slam the Savage Punch here. It's just a great card. Just a fantastic one. All right. Jeskai Elder is certainly an option. Bloodfire Expert, Glacial Stalker. The Stalker works best with the Ascendancy. The Expert works very well with the Savage Punch. I guess so does the Stalker. Jeskai Elder is very good. Very good. Doesn't work with Ascendancy, but still pretty good with Savage Punch. And looting is very good. It kind of feeds any sort of delve plan we may or may not get. 2 drops are usually pretty high priority. I think I'm likely to see another Glacial Stalker, so I'm kind of tempted to take this Jeskai Elder, but I will need to establish which 2 colors I'd like to start with. Like, are we going to be blue-red, or are we going to be green-blue? So we have to figure that out. Weapon Master is another, I mean, it's a good card. It's color intensive. Horde Ambusher's fine. I just don't think, considering we're getting close to 4-color here, I don't think it's really the option I'm looking for. I'm thinking Weapon Master. Could also just take the long shot squad, but the squad doesn't work well with the Ascendancy, whereas if I hard cast the weapon, I think I'm taking Weapon Master. Yes, it's another white card, but I'm okay with that. All right, so we can take Wetland Sandbar. We could also take Leaping Master. Both of those are fine. I like it more than the Dazzling Ramparts. Parapet's not really what I'm looking for, especially if I can't use the ability. I mean, Leaping Master's certainly a better card than Sandbar. It's just if I do end up doing green-blue rather than green or blue-red, then I think I'm going to go Sandbar. I'm going to take the slightly worse card just on the chance that red is, we're not getting a ton of it. That's like a reason to take the Witness of the Ages here as well. Windstorm would just be sideboard, whereas Witness is pretty much exactly where we want to be in a 4-color deck. It's very easy to cast, and it works with Ascendancy and Savage Punch, so still very good. And Pine Walker, for that matter, too. Seems correct. All right. Tabling a Jeskai Charm. Unheard of, folks. Absolutely unheard of. Embodiment seems much more important in here now. I don't think we're going to regret going the green-blue route if we're picking up embodiments, especially if we're likely 4-color. Tranquil Cove too, geez. Just tabling all sorts of nice cards. I guess, yeah, we'll take the Scaldkin over the Swift Kick. That makes sense. Naturalize with the sideboard. This is a phenomenal pack one. Yeah, tabling Jeskai Charm. I've never seen any charm tabled. That's probably the first. It just so happens the best charm tabled. Is that a bold statement saying this is the best one? I really don't think it is. The versatility on this is amazing. Take care of any creature, kill your opponent, or my entire team is insane. Those are 3 pretty good modes. Now we've opened the pack with all of the black cards that we're not on color with. I think it's pretty easy Grizzly pickup here. Works amazingly well with the Ascendancy, and I just love this card. Otherwise, Crippling Chill, be happy to pick that up. Big fan of that card. But yes, let us take the first pick Grizzly and move on. All right, Nomad Outpost does give us 2 of our colors, so I should at least be considering it. Otherwise, Savage Punch. I mean, Misfire Weaver is actually a very good card. I may take the Weaver over the Outpost. Outpost does give us our Splash White, though, so it's pretty important. I guess it's early enough where, I mean, Misfire Weaver is a very good card, but I want to make sure that we're going to be playing. I'm almost positive at this point we're playing 4-color. So that means fixing is paramount to this deck succeeding. So I guess I have to take the Nomad Outpost. Okay, so we can take the Flare, which I do like a lot. Loxodon, which is good. Rugged Highlands, which does help us fix. Minimizes red a bit as well. It's Highlands versus Sultai Flare. Currently, Flare works well with Sage, Witness, Pinewalker. Only 3 creatures. And itself, of course. It's still a great card. Just a fantastic roadblock card against most decks. I mean, it doesn't work especially well with the Ascendancy or the Savage Punch. But it is just a good card. I think I'm going to take the Highlands. I'm valuing fixing quite a bit right now. Warden of the Eye, what can we bring back? Savage Punch, Ascendancy, Charm. I guess we're not likely to bring back Ascendancy, but bringing back a Charm and a Savage Punch is pretty insane. Otherwise, Wind Scout flies and is very good and is not nearly as color intensive as Warden of the Eye. This card's so powerful, though. I really do think this card is pretty insane. Bringing back any removal spell can be pretty bonkers. Does bring us more into Jeskai, or more white splash, I should say, specifically. But if we can focus green, blue, splash red, splash white, I think that's likely to work better for us. I'm going to take the Warden here, despite it not working well with the Ascendancy. It's just a card I like a lot. Alright, Blossoming Sands would be even more fixing. Otherwise, Become Immense and Woolly Loxodon. Yeah, I think the Blossoming Sands trumps both of those. Gives us more white fixing, makes our mana base better. I like it. Okay, Archer is a very playable card. Smite the Monstrous is fine. I'd still like to sort of minimize white and red if possible, unless they're bomb cards like Sage, Warden, Weapon Master, Jeskai Charm. And yes, I've upgraded the common cycle to pretty much, well, for the most part. Most of the cycle, I guess you can consider bomb creatures. But a couple of them, let's just be honest, a couple of them are kind of underwhelming. Summit Prowler is going to work better with the Ascendancy, but it's a little bit too red intensive. And like I said, I really want to focus on green-blue. And then after that, we'll start going for the other colors that we need to worry about. So Highland Game, Hooting Mandrills are options here. Also have the Tranquil Cove, which gives us even more white fixing. I'm going to go fixing again. 4-color, I feel like if we have 6 to 8 pieces, I can really just focus on the deck in the last pack. And I'll have access to all 4 colors. I just really want to help this mana base as much as I can, since we are definitely playing a pretty color-intensive one. I mean, Scion of Glaciers fits our mana curve the best. Savage Punch is certainly good removal. I think I could take a second Weapon Master because it just morphs at least, but it's debatable, I guess. I mean, I think Weapon Master is just straight up better than Scion of Glaciers. And actually not requiring double color in anything. And keep in mind, Pinewalker doesn't require double green anyway. But yeah, not focusing on double color spells is probably better. Let's take the weapon. I think Scion gets more underwhelming in a 4-color deck too, presumably. But we sure ended up with a lot of Jeskai cards unintentionally. Like I said, I've never seen a Jeskai charm tabled before, let alone any charm. Raider Spoil is just a good card. I just want to hate that. I don't think we're likely to play Scout the Borders, but I guess we could splash Tormenting Voice. Seems a bit awkward. We didn't get any Delve either. I guess it works with Warden of the Eye in more ways than one. Scout the Borders probably works better with Warden of the Eye, doesn't it? Alright, let's take Scout the Borders, I guess. It's possible I play it, just in case I'm short on playables for some reason. Let's get all our Morph guys over. Take a better look at our curve here. Alright, yeah, I'm still digging this deck. I like what it's trying to do. What does it need? I think it needs... What are our ways to kill right now? We have Sage, Pinewalker, a couple Weapon Masters. It's not bad. I guess this deck needs some removal. We currently only have Savage Punch, Jeskai Charm, and that's it. So I guess Skuldkin to a certain extent. Okay, Savage Punch number 2 versus Dragon Scale Boon. I think I like Savage Punch more. Works better with Grizzly. Works better with Weapon Masters. Works very well with Pinewalker and Witness. Dragon Scale Boon's a good card, but I'm going to take Savage Punch. I like it more. I think somebody left a comment that they said I was overvaluing it, but I disagree wholeheartedly. I think this card's fantastic. Barrage versus Quiet Contemplation. I've still yet to play this card, and not really feeling it over the Barrage. Barrage is, I guess it's main deckable. It is. It's certainly main deckable. I've seen it in action a little bit now, so I've got a better idea. Mentor. I guess I'll cancel. I'm not likely to play either. Let's take the Bloodfire Mentor for sideboard. I don't think I'm main decking that either. I guess technically I can leave it in until I need to replace it, but It's not that great of a card. So we still have a pack left. We have 6 pieces of fixing, which is fantastic. Got pretty good removal suit. We've got some powerhouse guys. I wouldn't mind getting a couple more, but so far so good on that front. Geez. Third to last pick, Right of the Serpent. That's surprising. I guess we'll take the Lurkers. Surprisingly works well in this deck since it can morph. I don't think we're playing the scheming. Since it can morph and it works with Ascendancy and Savage Punch. So Canyon Lurkers, despite being a pretty mediocre card in general, actually okay for this deck. I'm digging our deck so far. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I'd like to cut the Bloodfire Mentor. I probably don't have to cut the... Geez, and then we get past Mr. Surak again. I like this card. It's very color intensive, but so what? It's also worth a ticket. Does that matter to any of you? Arc Lightning, fine card. Master of the Way I think is actually better than Arc Lightning in most cases. Ruthless Ripper is insane. I love that card. This is one of those cards that I just completely overlooked when I first started drafting. And then now that I've been playing for a while, this one's just insane. I love this card. So crippling. Your opponent's like, oh, you're tapped out? Well, I'll just attack with all my bombs. And then you're like, oh, okay. Kill your biggest guy. And you lose 2 life on top of it for an extra little slap in the face. Let's take the Mythic. I'm color intensive. I'm greedy. Let's do it. Master of the Way versus Embodiment. Also bring low, which is some removal. Embodiment is not a terrible idea. Blocks well early and fixes well for 4 color. I am a huge Master of the Way fan, however. I'm pretty tempted to take that. I guess Ride Down is technically playable in this deck too. I just don't think I want it. And War Shrieker and Flock are both pretty good too. I think I'm going to go Master. Like I said, Embodiment's fine, but I think I'd rather have the Master of the Way. I'd like some more early game too. I could take some like early beating stuff, but I don't know. Master of the Way seems pretty good. You can do a lot with Master of the Way. I'm going to take it. It's also bring it back with Warden of the Eye seems pretty ridiculous. All right, Rugged Highlands versus Weapon Master number 3 versus Winter Flame, Aerialist. Lot of good things. Tempted to take the Winter Flame, just get some more removal. It's pretty reasonable probably to take a Rugged Highlands as well. Get a 7th piece of fixing. Since we're very likely to be able to make a deck, I could see the Rugged Highlands. We are 4 color. Is 7 enter the battlefield tap lands too much? Might be. Maybe not too much, but it's quite a bit. Nothing else in here standing out as insane. I'm going to take the Highlands. I'm going to take some fixing. Temur Charm? It's my lucky day. I love that card. If we're going color intensive, we go all out color intensive. Temur Charm's a great card. Happy to pick it up here. All right, so what are we up to on playables? We got 7 lands, so 22. Looking for our 23rd card, and I think we may have found it. Weapon Master versus Loxodon. That's a good debate, I guess. There's probably more upside to Weapon Master. Loxodon presumably is easier to flip up, though. But considering how good our mana base is, I really am not opposed to this Weapon Master. I mean, I could just diversify and take the Loxodon, but I'm going to take the Weapon Master here. I'm gonna do it. I'm going to go for it. All right, Stalker versus Become Immense, Long Shot Squad. So Squad's out. It's really Glacial Stalker versus Become Immense. And this is what? To cut. We need to cut a card for either of these or we need to cut a card for it. Possibly the Barrage Boulders, but that does probably, I guess, likely the Scout the Borders. So let's cut the Scout the Borders. Let's bring in a Glacial Stalker, I think. I do like to Become Immense, but think I like the Stalker more in here. Because then I can start cutting lousier creatures like... It's not that Sagu Archer's bad, it's just for this deck I'd rather have the 4-power stuff, you know? Oh, jeez. That's a late Pine Walker. Well, slamming that, and then at this point we can cut the Archer pretty easily. I'd still play the Lurkers over it, just for the Ascendancy and Savage Punches. Temur Charm, I guess, to a certain extent. But this is an easy, very easy Pine Walker pickup. All right, so now we get an awesome 2-drop. Let's figure this out. Okay, so I wanted to cut the Sagu Archer. Like I said, not bad, just not exactly what I'm looking for. So now I want a 2-drop. Smoke Teller lets you identify face-down guys. That is actually pretty valuable. What's more valuable? I think actually Smoke Teller is more valuable in Highland game most of the time. Being able to look at face-down creatures is important, but having the extra toughness is kind of nice too against random stuff like, you know, Mardu Hate Blades, making them pay for the Death Touch even, or just stuff like that. I like it. Seek the Horizon would help us fix, but we're looking pretty good on fixing at this point. Could take the Water Whirl, probably take it over the Embodiment of Spring, but then again, I already have to make a cut here. We're up to 24 cards. Yeah, that's a good question. What are we cutting? I don't know. Are we even playing a second Embodiment? Presumably not. Let's take the Water Whirl. I feel like that card can be crippling. Even if I don't play it, I like having it. So Embodiment versus Highland game here. I guess we can take Embodiment number 2. Highland game's a good card, but let's just get another. I don't need to run more than 2 of these, I don't think, either. So I can take Scaldkin number 2, or I can take the Weave Fate. I guess Weave Fate interacts better with Warden, but Scaldkin is like removal in quotation marks, sort of. Probably not interested in either of them, to be honest. I guess just for diversity's sake, I'll take the Weave Fate, but yeah, I don't think we're playing it. Hooting Mandrills this late? Yeah, we're not going to play Temur Banner, so I guess we'll take the Mandrills. I mean, Mandrills works well in our deck, even. All right, I guess I'll take it now. I'll take a Banner. Become Immense, second to last. This is just ludicrous. This is ludicrous. So we just have tons of good cards. Very good fixing in here as well. Not playing the Banner. Do I want to do the Barrage of Boulders? To be honest, I kind of do. I just think we've got, at this point, too many goods to play it. Too much good stuff already to jam it. Remember all of these guys. Lurkers might get the boot. And for now, I'm just going to set my lands inside. So I need to make, what, 5 cuts? Jeez. That's a lot of cuts. 19 creatures, though. I guess we have free reign to cut a few of those. Let's cut our weakest morph guy, I guess. We can cut the Lurkers. All of the other ones, like I like Witness of the Ages more than Lurkers anyway, so cuts back on our red spells too. If you look, like the only real red spells we have are, I mean, we do have quite a few, but all of them seem to be in combination with other spells. I think we did a moderately good job at minimizing other colors besides green and blue's impact in our, early game, since these are all morph anyway. And we have double embodiment, so this deck's got a lot of potential. Certainly has a lot of potential. Is there a way I can play Barrage of Boulders in the main deck? It might be better to sideboard it. I do think this card's great. It's just, I don't think we have the space for it. Main deck. It's much better sideboard. We go up against the Ponyback Brigades or the aggro decks, and it can destroy them. Or just a good stall deck. I'd like to have it there. I mean, it is going to be good, but look at the spells we have. We have so many good spells in here. Let's cut. I almost want to cut 3 creatures and just play all these spells since they're so good. Like, I can cut a Sandbar. Even though it's kind of early game, I don't feel like I need it. I'd rather run the Smoke Teller. And then maybe Skuldkin. I don't dislike Skuldkin, but it seems like the most underwhelming creature. It puts a little bit of a gap in the mana curve, I guess, but these are a little bit off at the moment. Yeah, so I need to make one more cut. This doesn't seem, maybe one of the Weapon Masters, perhaps? Just because they're a bit color intensive? Not even a bit, they just are. They are very color intensive. So cutting back on that seems right. Otherwise, I'd cut a Witness of the Ages, but I mean, Witness is certainly worse than Weapon Master, but at the same time, it's a lot less. No color involved is nice. Well, I guess we can ditch the Witness. Otherwise, I can ditch a Hooting Mandrills, I guess, too. But we have 2 Delve cards. I guess Delve doesn't interact that well with Warden. Yeah, it's Witness versus Mandrills, and I think I like Mandrills more often, especially with Become Immense. Yeah, I think that's right. All right, let's figure out our mana base here. We've got a few minutes left. Combine the groups again. So a lot of Jeskai, a few Temur, a lot of green blue. So we need to focus on green blue, and then it's splash red, splash white. And the fixing we already have. Wait a second. What are you doing in there? Give me these. All right. Let's count all of our different sources. This is red, white. This is everything we want. This is green. Geez, I almost have to separate it all out here. So sources of green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of green. It looks like, I mean, we definitely want the most in green and blue. Okay, so we already have 3 sources of blue, 4 sources of green. 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of white, which is very nice. And then how many sources of red? 3 or 4 sources of red. So we already have 4 red, 4 green, 3 blue, 3 white. Is that right? It is. Okay. So let's see what they say. Oh, that's weird. You want more white and, well, the blue I understand. So we have 6 sources of blue. This would be 6 sources of white. Or green, rather. 6 sources green, 6 sources blue, 7 sources white, and 6 sources red. I don't know if I like that. Can't we get away with like 6 sources white, 8 sources, 7 sources green, 6 sources blue, 6 red, 5 white? That's not terrible. I may want to cut back to, can I cut back to 5 white? Is that impossible? I don't think it is. I think I'm going to do 5 white. The reason being, we have 3 Weapon Masters that are all morph. Sage and Warden, you play them late game anyway, right? Jeskai Charm is certainly fine for the most part. Late, right? So let's cut back to 5 sources of white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So cut 1 plains. And how many? I had 7 sources green. Do I want to go up to 8, or do I want to get 1 more blue source? This is blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sources blue. I could go up to 7. So 7 sources blue, 7 sources green, 5 sources white, 6 sources red. That seems pretty reasonable. Let's go up 1 more blue source so I can slam these embodiments if I need. Take one last look at our mana base here. Just want to make sure I'm in the spot I want to be. Red, white. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4. 5, 6, 7 blue, 4, 5, 7 green, 5 white, and 6 red. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm pretty satisfied with our 4-color deck. So let's do it. I guess we're a little bit top heavy, but keep in mind these are morph. They can be played cheaply. All right. Yeah. Let's do this. I'll see you round 1.